This week, we highlight a young gymnast achieving big goals.
We also take a behind-the-scenes look at Tupelo High School's fall musical. Welcome back to another episode of WTHS News. I'm Aijalon White.
And I'm Thomas Roper. COVID-19 is back on the rise, impacting students and teachers here at THS. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, COVID-19 is on the rise in 20 states, declining in 9 states, and stable in 18 states. Current symptoms include mild upper respiratory symptoms, such as congestion or runny nose, scratchy and/or sore throat. The CDC recommends that wearing a mask and putting distance between yourself and others can help lower the risk of getting COVID-19.
In other news, the theater department is performing their fall musical Xanadu Jr. next weekend. Somewhere along the beach in Venice, California, one of the main characters becomes frustrated with the mural he has painted of the 9 muses of Greek mythology. After he storms off in frustration, the muses come to life, and Kira creates a plan to inspire Sunny to artistic greatness. The cast and crew have worked hard over the past 2 months to prepare for this musical comedy. Ava Davenport and Landon Davis share how this show has impacted them.
I really enjoyed it. It shows you a lot of what you don't see whenever you're actually on stage, because you don't realize just how many little things can affect a production and the people on stage whenever they're doing it.
What helps me outside of class in order to stay in character are the other cast members. Once you connect with them really well, and you start to understand like what's all going on.
Xanadu Jr. will premiere next Thursday night and will run until Saturday, September 14th in the small auditorium. Tickets are $7 and can be purchased on GoFan.
Speaking of accomplishments, the band department has tuned up this year with some exciting news. Rebecca has more information on this announcement.
For the THS band, practice starts long before the first day of school. During the summer, weeks of hard work are put into learning some of their material for the school year.
Here in this slot, 9th through 12th grade students spend hours practicing drill. Whether it's learning how many steps to take, knowing what type of marching to do, or perfecting choreography, the time they spend here does not go to waste.
This year, a familiar face steps up to take the role of head band director. Dustin Thrasher says more responsibilities come along with his transition from assistant to head.
So as an assistant director, I would go to the middle school and then come to the high school. Now I try to make my way to Milam because we have the Milam band. I try to make my way to the middle school and over here. And so that has probably been the biggest change. Is it's a lot of travel during the day.
Mr. Thrasher plans to make several changes as he takes on this new position.
One big change that I want to make is on Friday night. I want the band to play more. I want the band to support the team more. I want the band to be more part of the Friday night experience.
LeBron Johnson comments that he and fellow band students feel more involved in the learning process.
We've suggested songs and actually been trying to play these songs. He has kind of explain things to where we understand why we're doing things, which we weren't understanding before.
Not only are students feeling more involved, but they are also enthusiastic for the change of pace coming with their new spot in the stands.
One change that I'm looking forward to is where we're seated in the football stadium. Since we moved up, now we're above the student section, so we can see everybody having fun to the music.
With their first competition later this month, Mr. Thrasher is optimistic that band students will represent the school well and enjoy the experience.
I want our kids to carry themselves well. I want our kids to represent our school and our community well when we perform at a football game or whenever we perform at a marching competition, whatever we may be doing. I just want our kids to represent themselves and our school well.
Look out for band as they implement these changes and continue marching to the beat of their own drum on the Tupelo campus. I'm Rebecca Johnston with WTHS News.
Thanks, Rebecca. Not only is our band making big waves here at THS,
our Golden Wave football team took victory over Whitehaven this past Friday. Channing has more updates in this week's sports.
Welcome back to another week of sports. I'm Channing Hooper. Starting off strong, Rylie has a look on quite the flexible student.
Being a gymnast takes confidence, flexibility, and coordination. Morgan Brown, a senior at Tupelo High School, is a perfect example of these skills. Morgan has been in gymnastics since she was the age of 2. She is currently at level 10, which is the highest level you can reach. Not only does Morgan participate in gymnastics, she also does cheer, track, and powerlifting. Balancing 4 sports and still being in school can be hard. Morgan explains what keeps her motivated.
I would say my teammates and my coaches, like each day, like even when I'm not feeling my best, like they always encourage me to just keep pushing and do better.
Morgan's mom has watched her flip, turn, and swing for many years. Morgan mentioned that her mom has been one of her biggest supporters throughout the years.
It's just a sight to see. I've been watching her since she started at 2. So just watching her, a lot of people, like they get nervous on seeing, you know, when she does her upper skills and on bars and flips and all. It doesn't bother me at all. I just love it. It's a thrill just to see her able to do it.
Not only is Morgan a level 10 gymnast, but she's also competed in a regional and national competition. Last year, she placed second in regionals and then advanced to nationals and placed 4th. Morgan hopes to someday compete in the Olympics and shares that one of her biggest inspirations is someone who has 11 Olympic medals, receiving 4 of those at the 2024 World Competition.
I would definitely say Simone Biles, just because like she's been pushing through all that she's been through, and like she's just very inspiring, and I've been watching her for a long time.
Morgan's advice to help her reach her goal of competing in the Olympics would be to keep practicing hard and attend camps. Morgan's family is excited to see where she goes and hopes she can pursue gymnastics in college. I'm Rylie Robinson, WTHS Sports Media.
Thanks, Rylie. But Morgan's not the only one crushing goals. Tupelo football crushed Whitehaven at home. J.J. Hill gave Tupelo an early lead by scoring a touchdown off the starting kick, which he then followed with another touchdown soon after. By securing 12 out of Tupelo's 26 points, he single-handedly scored almost 50% of Tupelo's points. For most, this would be a big achievement, but J.J., he has a unique perspective.
I mean, it really don't affect my confidence. It was just like, it was a good game, but like we played to our best ability, so we'll be better next week.
Instead, JJ just sees this as a step towards a more personal goal.
Personal goals is to rush for 2,000 yards and have over 20 touchdowns.
While football was holding it down at home, Tupelo's cross-country team was representing blue and gold in Tennessee. On August 31st, Tupelo's boys cross-country team ran in Tennessee for the Memphis Twilight. Once again, senior Taylor Brown helped solidify Tupelo as the top Mississippi team at the meet and 5th place overall. He mentions why he's so successful at each meet.
Really timing everything in a way that you're peaking at the right time during the season. You also just got to be 100% with everything you do. You have to have your nutrition right, you got to have your protein right, and you got to be doing your core workouts and all your extra stuff perfectly.
It's not just the little things he does either. While many athletes would be scared of performing in front of large crowds, Taylor looks at pressure differently.
I really like it, honestly. I think me and Andrew run well when there's pressure, and kind of like hypes you up and it gets you ready. And you know that you have to run fast, so there's no option to run slow. So just go out there and run fast.
But cross-country isn't a solo sport. The top 5 runners all play a part in how a team does, and Tupelo's new rising runner, Micah Vivian, gives his take on the new experience.
I'd say I'm doing a lot better than predicted. My expectation for the whole season was to break 17, and my first race was about 17:07. So I'd say I'm doing a lot better than I really thought I'd ever be doing for the beginning of the season.
Instead of competing in Tennessee tomorrow, Tupelo Cross Country is taking the fight right here in Tupelo, so make sure to come out and support. That's all for this week of sports.
Thanks, Channing. It's so inspiring to see Morgan pursuing her dreams of becoming a collegiate gymnast.
That's all we have for this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of WTHS News. Have a great weekend.